Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Christmassy talk with the final episode I'm recording before Christmas, at least. And this will probably be the final episode that I'm recording.
Saving the best for last.
Oh, yes. So
Oh, yes.
I'm here with the one, the only, the last person I'm recording this with, Jack Alexander. Introduce yourself and to give you the best introduction. Naturally.
Well, yeah, I'm Jack Alexander. I'm the best Jack that's ever been on a talk with and a Christmassy talk with. As we know, the best Jack in the fan. You've had the second best Jack on to start things off, I know, but I'm here now. Don't worry, loyal fans and listeners and viewers.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
That's for sure, yeah.
yeah. I joke, by the way. I love Jack Reese.
All right. So, first things first, how are you?
I'm feeling pretty Christmassy. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, basically. Sorry, I had a couple bugs and there've been a few bugs in the house and what have you, but I'm feeling better. I'm ready for Christmas and I'm just looking forward to things really. Spending some much needed time with family.
Yes, indeed. Me too. To be honest, I'm back home now. Home from uni. Just got back today, actually. So
yeah, it didn't look like Halls. I was like, it's a little bit too tidy and clean to be a student flat.
And the green doesn't really scream student. It's very almost antique, kind of.
Oh, it's very nice. It's very nice.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm back at home now. So first things first. First question that I usually ask people on this show is kind of looking back on the year, reflecting upon this, quite frankly, insane year, completely and utter madness throughout and through. What's been your kind of what would you consider your achievements, Doctor Who wise, otherwise, that you're willing to share, and just reflecting back on the year as a whole?
Wow, it's big. Doctor Who wise, it's it's an awful lot of running. It's Battles In Fandom, and it's the actual show itself and the real planning that's gone into Dimensions and Daleks, which will be coming next year. And there will be more Battles In Fandom. I'm very much opening myself up to the possibility of hitting mega burnout because of all the stuff I'm planning, which is not great. But then at the same time, it's nice to sort of have those plans. I still owe you a script, for example, which I've owed you for about 6 months at this point, and I have been writing for 6 months. So.
I've lost track of time. It's all good. I can wait for years. Trust me. I mean, don't make me wait for years, but
no,
I
think it'd be pretty bad considering I'm planning my own like ideas or putting the feelers out for like an audio series of my own. That I think it'd be pretty bad form for me to be like, oh, Rory, this script you asked me for last year, it's on the back burner because I'm doing my own stuff. No, I'd never do that to you, mate. I'd never do that to you.
No,
I mean, I can't promise that my script will be any good anyway, but
I'm sure it'll be brilliant. And saying that, do focus on your own stuff first. That's what I say to everyone who gives me a script and has a lot to do. Focus on real life. Real life is always more. Well, I say real life. Everything's real life, but your personal life, everything like that. That should be the main focus. Then your own stuff. Then my stuff. If anyone's writing for me, I'm not very strict with how I do that, and I never want to be. Unless, of course, I end up working in the professional industry, in which case you have to be strict and have to be focused. But I'm running it. I'll do. It's we make audios, and I do like to have a small schedule, but personally, it's to have fun at the end of the day. And if you're pressuring yourself and not having fun, then take time off.
I'm gonna remember this conversation when you're showrunner and you're hounding me for my episode 6 script for Doctor Who, and I'm like, oh, Rory, you said it's fine. And you're like, no, I need, like, we're filming tomorrow. I need a script.
Okay, that suggests I'm going to be showrunner, which bloody hell, that's like That's
I'm
such a
telling you, it's happening. It's happening, man. We're infiltrating the show. I mean, look, Dom G. Martin's at Big Finish. Adam Martin,
yes.
just today. I'm so happy for him. So happy.
Same here.
And
And if you're
genuinely,
watching, congratulations. I know I've said that enough.
yes.
Brilliant news. Absolutely brilliant.
Like I can't even how amazing it must be for him to not only be in Doctor Who proper, but to be doing an episode with the Vash and the Rada, which are already like a fan favorites, the ones he come about, but then also with his first Doctor,
Hmm.
like
I
I'm
mean,
just
yeah.
oh
I mean, it's always lovely to see fans working in Big Finish and on the show itself. It's always amazing to see. It's just lovely, really. I don't know. It's just lovely. That's all I can really
yeah.
describe it. I mean, that saying that, I mean, I think it was a discussion I had with Gary Russell. And it was like when I was done up and like we were talking about that sort of aspect of the world and why people do this. And as mentioned, no matter as mentioned on that one, no matter whether you're working in an official capacity or a fan capacity, it's all up to who. Of course, you can't profit off a fan work. I'm not saying that it's official or actually like Flo Doctor Who, but it's still Doctor Who. And we all work in different capacities, and at the end of the day, we all do it for fun. Of course, you get money from finish, which of course is a factor. You're working; it's a job, but you wouldn't. You see, it's fun. That's why all writers write. That's why all producers produce, because we love the industry, and that's one of my. I'm going to say that's one of my end of the year messages. I'm
That's
gonna do
lovely.
my own at the end of this because I've been asking everyone
I
else
like it.
to ask you. But
Yeah.
moving on to my next. Wait, no wait.
Can I say there's one more thing I'm really proud of that I want to talk about content-wise, and it's very similar to something that you've done. You're talking about you had Gary Russell on this show here, and frankly, what is a brilliant episode with yourself and Jacob, which is again, I'm waiting for that podcast. I need the Rory, Gary, and Jacob podcast just every week in my ears. I need it.
Yeah.
And similarly, you did an episode with Sophie Aldred, which I think the last time we did this, we were both getting ready
Yeah.
for our own episodes, and then in the space of a week, we both dropped our episodes, and it's something I'm incredibly proud of, and
You should be.
I know Robin's proud of it too. Yeah,
Just incredible. I mean, incredible interview with Sophie, and I'd say that's seeing as this is the last episode of the year of this series. If you don't mind, I'm gonna throw in some of my achievements out there as well. Because doing a thing with Sophie Aldred, doing a talk with Sophie Aldred, I mean, you should be so proud of all of your achievements are incredible, by the way, genuinely incredible, as is everyone's who's come on this show. The amount of achievements I've had,
here.
it's like the amount of stuff that people have been able to do this year. Oh, it's amazing. It reminds me of how brilliant this fandom can be and how brilliant people can be. It really just and the amount of stuff I've heard about what's coming next year, which is a question I'm going to ask you, by the way. But like, just doing a podcast just to hear what other people have done and what other people are proud of. It's so. It's just amazing. It's amazing looking into the fandom and seeing the greatness that has come from it. Because there's so much. There is so much out there, and all brilliant people such as yourself. And I mean, I brought it up during that short monologue of mine because we all know I love a monologue. But what sort of plans for content do you have for next year without spoiling any of it?
Oh,
What sort of
I got a lot of plans. I know I mentioned a couple there. I'll say before I get into it though, I come to this as a friend, but also a listener of yours, and I say a viewer even, and I've absolutely adored these Christmassy talk quiz as well as every regular episode of a talk with you do, because and especially these because I have loved seeing and hearing people talk about what they're proud of, what they've done this year, and what they're looking forward to. And even, even there's some people in the community that I don't know as well as you, and I've watched them, and I'm like, oh, bro. So I've checked out their stuff because of this, and that's so wonderful, to be able to, it's great what you do here, that you platform these people to, a wider audience, in that, you have your cross section of your audience, and then their audience come to it, and then, like I know we've had listens because of the talk with I did. And thank you for doing this show, Rory. It's wonderful. It's a great comfort, pleasure of mine to put it on, and just there's my mate. He's talking to this person, and yeah.
I don't quite know how to respond to all that. Thank you.
Well, do you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say it now as well. The thing that I've said to you before, and you're gonna get blush. You're gonna blush, and you're gonna feel bad about it again, because I'm so proud of you and everything you've done this year and everything you've come through, and the amazing person you've been, and stood up for people, and stood up to aggressors in situations for different things, and tried to create a real safe space yourself.
Yeah.
And what I will say is, and what I've said to you before, and I'll say it to everyone, if I was ever going to have a tattoo, it was going to be the one, what would the Doctor do that Yaz has in Flux? Well, it's not going to be that anymore. It's going to be, what would Rory do? So
make me tear up. Thank you. Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot to. I don't quite know how to.
Right, back to me now. No, I've said nice stuff about you. Now it's all about me. It's my my episode.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, I suppose in terms of next year, there'll be there. I'll say now, there's an episode of Battles In Fandom, and an episode of the regular pod, which are currently in the can, and I have not touched much yet, but I will try and get it out in that sort of Christmassy period between Christmas and New Year's. So you'll have the final Battles In Fandom, and you'll have a lovely little interview that myself and Ben, the Vacuum of Comments, did with Joseph Lidster, the writer of Torture episode, and a handful of just amazing Sarah Jane Adventures. Episodes as well as Master and other amazing things over at Big Finish.
Yeah, God, he followed me on Instagram the other day, which is very cool. I absolutely love their work. I'm so incredibly jealous that you got to interview them. That is so. That's brilliant.
It's funny as well, because I joke about it a lot. It's the first time I've ever actually bullied a guest to come on, and but it's lovely, and Joe is so wonderful and so nice to talk to, and it's genuinely just a lovely, lovely talk. I'd say in the new year, maybe don't necessarily look to there being certainly like high profile Doctor Who people like Sophie Aldred and Joseph Lidster maybe at the start, but maybe as the year goes on, we might some conversations I'm having, and I won't spoil anything just in case it doesn't actually come to anything, because it's highly likely. But watch this space. And obviously there's our Critical Role type show, where we basically just steal the format of another show, that being Dimension and Daleks, which is going to be a real hoot. And I'll tell you now, I'll give you a spoiler of my character that I'm going to be playing for different episodes, and this is an exclusive as well, Rory. So in our game, which is based on the Cubicle 7's Dimensions and Doctors and Daleks, which is basically their D&D Doctor Who game, I will be playing a Wenley Moore, so classic series Silurian, as a companion of the Doctor, called Mockhill. And all I'm going to tell you about him is that he wears a little little red bellhop costume, because of course he does.
Oh yes, yeah, that's for sure.
And his origin, last point though, I'll tell you, his origin is heavily linked to Earthshock Part 5.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting that touch, but nicely done.
Yeah.
Really my Earthshock Part 5 fascination. I know. It's easily the best episode of Doctor Who. best episode of the show.
Oh
Really.
yeah, it is. Frankly, I think we can actually say that Earthshock Part 5 is the only canon episode of Doctor Who.
I'd have to agree with you there. I mean, it's just
Mm.
modern
I
art.
think it's like, yeah, it's Earthshock Part 5, Love and Monsters, nothing else counts.
Yeah. Oh, talking of love and monsters, I know we've kind of sidelined Christmas for the moment, but as you very well know, I've been watching a show called Hustle as of recent.
Yes.
Show
I'm so jealous you're watching it for the first time.
I'm on
I
series.
loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I've gotten through series 1, 2, and I'm halfway through series 3.
Wow.
Yep. I just watched the Henderson challenge. Literally just
Oh, that's like one of the best episodes.
it was
It's
so
so
fun.
good.
So fun. It really played around with the premise, really made light of the premise of the actual show itself, which is something that Davis said. I'm stealing that quote from him because it's really not this episode.
Yeah, I keep doing that with Davis because he's so intelligent that he comes up with these takes and these little quips. I'm like, oh, that.
Mm. I mean, talking of a Davis take that I now agree with, fully back, which I agreed with in the past because I'd seen him in stuff, but Adrian Lester, perfect Doctor casting.
Agree. I completely agree. I've been saying it for years as well. Before I even saw Sam say it, I was like, Adrian Lester, the Doctor, he's got this. He's a Shakespearean actor, and he
Yeah.
has this presence that he
Mm.
comes on the screen, and you're instantly captivated
Yeah.
by. You're thinking, what he has this duality that you're like, what is he doing here? And you really try and
I mean,
get into his mind there.
there's a reason why Hustle still manages to surprise after uh 3 seasons for me, but 8 seasons for everyone else, is that it's not just a matter of the actual plots themselves, but it's the characters. It's
Mm.
Adrian Lester, it's every cast member, and it's got, oh my god, the cast of that show is
Oh,
incredible. And there are so many Doctor Who get like the guest stars. So many of them are Doctor Who actors. Like, it's actually insane. I love it. I love that show. God, I am so looking forward to the rest of it. But yeah,
it's really. I remember watching it as it went out, and every series I just adored. And I think it hits. And this is me thinking back on it, maybe over 10 years ago. But I think it hits a satisfying conclusion. Like, it ends in the right place, I would say, for the show, and which is always nice, because you don't want to be sat here 60 years later and think, oh God, we shouldn't have gone past the cavemen.
and you know, I tell you what. I tell you another thing about Hustle. It's such good sequels to Love and Monsters. Like, it really carries. It
I
kind of
knew it. I knew it.
really. It kind of makes
That cast.
it a prequel or a sequel. I mean, I'm pretty sure the actor who plays Mr. Skinner's in it at some point, and it's like before you even know them, Mr. Skinner, they retired to become a teacher. It's just so ingenious.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't wait for the Dark Days episode where you try and cannon plaster Love and Monsters and Hustle together.
well, I've got plans inspired by Hustle. It's not
Of
for
course
Dark
you
Days,
have.
something else, but it inspired me, and I just know if I'm going to say it on here, someone's going to steal the idea, so I will say
Yeah.
it. But going to Christmas, if you can tell, it's Christmas. If you couldn't tell from the title either of the series,
It's Christmas.
Christmas.
It's Christmassy, yeah.
It's-
I know it's Christmas because I was watching Husbands of River Song today, and I only watch the Christmas episodes at Christmas. So,
Well, that's a good tradition. Talking of that, actually, that's a perfect segue. What's your favorite Christmas special? Out of all the Christmas specials, which one's your favorite?
it's tough. It is. I think if you ask me which one I think is the best one, I'm going to say A Christmas Carol. Like, I'm going to say A Christmas Carol is the
Really?
best
Yeah.
one, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite one.
Okay.
And what I think is going to get this is going to get me hate. Okay, this is going to get me hate.
Interesting answer. You've set up my expectations.
Yeah. Okay. Because
Can I guess
it's
it?
in my. Okay, go for it.
Is it Return of Dr. Mysterio?
No, but that is underrated.
Is
That is
it
an underrated banger.
Next Doctor?
No, it's not Next
Snowman?
Doctor.
Snowman?
No, it's not a Snowman. No.
Doctor? No, not the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. Surely.
Oh God, no. No one likes that one.
Yeah, it's
Well, some people like it. If people like it, that's completely valid. They're allowed to like
yeah,
it.
good for them.
Yeah,
Could it be?
so long as it keeps them off the streets, you know.
Hmm. Well, what else? What Christmas special can it be? It's not husbands.
So it's in my top 10 episodes, and people should go and listen to the episode that Rob and I did where we talk about our top 10 episodes of Doctor Who.
Okay.
By that merit, it has to be my favorite Christmas special. And
Chimes of midnight.
do you have any more guests? What's that?
Chimes of midnight. It counts.
It counts, and it's a banger pick. But I'm talking about TV episodes.
Okay. TV alone.
Yeah,
He's
because also the blood on Santa's claws is also
yeah.
amazing.
Death
You
and
know, that's an amazing
Death
Doctor Who
and Black,
Christmas special right there.
Death and Blackpool as well. That's a Christmas one.
I've not done Death and Blackpool. Is that Lucy Miller?
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah, no,
I believe
I've missed that entire era, really.
Relative Dimensions. That's another one. But yeah. Okay. TV. Is it the Feast of Stephen? Is that in your
I knew you were gonna say that, and it's not the Feast of Stephen, no.
one more
I'm
guess?
just it does okay, it does feature the first Doctor.
Twice upon a time. Okay.
Twice Upon a Time. I
Okay.
love it.
Okay. Yeah.
I absolutely adore Twice Upon a Time.
Mm. To be honest, it's not as controversial as Finger, but then again, I think about it, nobody's said that answer so far. You're the only one that's backed that one up. I mean, when I think of controversial kind of Christmas takes, I think like the Widow and Wardrobe, which people are perfectly allowed to enjoy. All of them, really. It's nothing to.
I think every episode is valid, and like it's something which in the fandom a lot of people are really good about, and some people not so good. That other people's opinions are important. To I'm not going to get my soapbox about it now. I'm not going to sit in my ivory tower. But
Anyways, Twice Upon a Time.
yeah, Twice Upon a Time, and I understand people have the criticisms of the David Bradley First Doctor there, but there's an argument to be had there, which which comes up in the Target novel, and I believe I heard Moffat talk about it as well.
Yeah.
Was that the portrayal of the First Doctor, which obviously people take very valid issue with. Hello, cat.
Hello, Tommy.
Oh.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, people take very valid issue with because of there being like this idea of the First Doctor being portrayed as sexist, which again is completely valid if people see it that way, And I'm not going to, I'm a white guy. I'm just looking at this cat now.
He's my co-host.
You're just disrupting my argument. You need to remember this strategy next time you're on Battles in Fandom.
Oh yes, yeah. We gotta have cameras on. Wait, did we have cameras on? Last time? We did.
Yeah. But no, there's obviously in the Target novel, and I think Moffat said it as well. I could be wrong there. Said that basically the First Doctor, the entire point was that they were taking the mick out of the 12th Doctor by trying to embarrass them in front of Bill and everyone else. And I think what really speaks to me is this. I think it's a great episode because I think it uses Christmas in the perfect way. People were arguing by the time you got to Twice Upon a Time that the Christmas format was dull and stale, which I never found. I always loved them, But I can't stop looking at your cat, mate. It's
All right, well, yeah, I'll leave you be now.
gorgeous one. Yeah. People said it was a wasted format. Now it was over and done with, but I felt that Twice Upon a Time used it in a perfect way in that it's one of the only episodes of Doctor Who that doesn't have an antagonist or doesn't have like a straight up villain. The antagonist is very much the situation of the two doctors not wanting to regenerate, and I think it's actually just wonders for the 12th Doctor's character there. It caps off his journey beautifully, I think, by having that closure with the personification of Bill and Nardole and Clara as well. And I know there's been big discussions about his last speech at the very end. I adore it. I think it's
really do.
I think it's one of the best ones. I really do. I think it's one of the best
Yeah.
Doctor Regeneration speeches. You have, Peter Capaldi and Stephen Moffat putting the last input of Doctor Who that they have, maybe for the minute, into that, and just absolutely summing up what they believe Doctor Who is. And the 12th Doctor reciting everything that he has learned, because people are like, oh, it doesn't suit him to say, oh, children can hear you and to be kind, look at him in series 8. But no, the 12th Doctor has this amazing character arc. So much so that series 8, Davis has made the joke before where you could have series 8 12th Doctor, series 9 12th Doctor, and series 10 12th Doctor, and you can have a multi-Doctor episode because they're that different. But there is that through line, and there is that notion of him starting off very.
By the way, don't give me ideas. I would do that 3 times.
I know you would. I'm still waiting for when you do Human Nature with every Doctor.
Well, that's Davis's idea. I wouldn't be. Well, then again, so is the 3 12th Doctors. I'm going to get in contact with them.
Yes, do it.
I have an idea to put in every David Tennant incarnation into a story with different.
I mean, that could work, couldn't it?
Impressionists playing each one.
I love it.
Go with that. I'm gonna do it.
I love that. Yeah.
So going back to Christmas. So my next question is kind of broad. It's like someone that asks everyone. Always kind of puts them on the spot. It's more like, what does Doctor Who mean to you at Christmas? In general,
Oh.
Yeah.
Doctor Who is that feeling of an afternoon, early evening, sat down, you're full to the brim with Christmas dinner and chocolate. And you've opened all your presents and you're tired out from the day itself. You've probably been up really early, and you sit there and you just get pure comfort. And you have a character that is hope incarnate. And what is Christmas without hope and without love? And Moffat had the very famous quote about how you have a hero here, but the Doctor, you don't give him a gun, you give him 2 hearts, or you give her 2 hearts, you give them 2 hearts so that they can love more. And it is just that. It's it's very much what my answer would be every time I talk about, if someone said, oh, what does Doctor Who mean to you? It's hope, and it's love, and it's kindness. And what is Christmas without love, hope, and kindness?
Well, that answers my next question as well, really. What does Doctor Who mean to you in general? Like, not just at Christmas, but like...
Wow. I see. We're breaking into Who Knew territory now, and I like it because as much as I love Josh, he's not returning my calls. Doctor Who. What does Doctor Who mean to me? Doctor Who is beyond that. It's hope, and it's my moral compass as well. I've spoken a million times about how my morals and my beliefs absolutely were informed by people in my life, like my dad, like my mum, my parents, my grandparents, my granddad, who, obviously tragically lost this year, and so who I am is 100% because of the good teachings they taught me, and what I genuinely believe makes me a good person, really, and someone that is kind to people and is loving. But as much as that as well, it's also Doctor Who. Because I look at Doctor Who and I think, like I said it before, what would the Doctor do? What would Rory do? It's everything, to me. It's, and yeah, you have those times where the Doctor is a bit more morally dubious or a bit more thing, but at the core of their character,
be kind.
Yeah, be kind.
He put it best. I can't remember the exact but it was like,
hate is always foolish, love is always wise.
Love
It's
is
like just like be kind, Doctor.
and it was like sorry, running off a bit. It was like but Capaldi, I think it was in an interview said that if you're full of hate, if you if you're like if you're so spiteful and full of hate, you hate everyone and you lambast communities. I mean, this isn't specifically what he said, but I'm kind of interpreting it. Then you simply cannot be a fan of a character that is love incarnate. You cannot be a fan of someone who goes around defending the universe, righting wrongs, and living life to the fullest if you're spending your life hating people because of who they are. If you're going out, if you're this is turning into a monologue that I've just put on the spot.
Oh no, I completely agree with you. Go for it.
If you're going around hating people for who they are, if you're going around lambasting communities just because they are expressing who they are, and if you're going around and you're spending your life being a bigot, basically, then you have no place within this fandom. You have no place. You have no place looking up to a character who represents everything that you're not, who represents fighting against what the people who are hated,
He represents fighting against evil and bigotry and fascism. You know, I'm like I'll be honest. I feel like a lot of these people watch Doctor Who and identify with the Daleks. You know. Obviously you have the conversations where people are like, oh, it's too political now. It's Doctor Who. It's been political since episode 2 of an Unearthly Child. You know.
We'll get into that though, even though you're completely right. Completely going back to Christmas. My next question for you is one I asked Joel and a few. I think it was because when I got around to Joel, it was kind of I've got all the Christmassy questions locked in now. I know what I'm saying because, quite frankly, with these ones, it's been a bit more improv. Well, they're all kind of improv. My whole series is really, which is the fun of it, really, because then I can just ask genuine questions and questions that I can come up with rather than it feeling scripted. Next page. No. My next question is, who's your favorite guest star in a Christmas special? And yeah,
that's a real good one. That is. Oh, I'm a big fan of Kylie in
I mean, who doesn't love Kylie?
You know, yeah.
Just brilliant.
Always the Dams is a good one. Oh, it's a tough one that. Michael Gambon is amazing in the Christmas Carol. You know, Ian McKellen just for his voice in the Behold the Snowman. You know, who obviously we've spoken about before.
Yeah.
My favorite guest star in the Christmas episode. Oh, that's tough. I think I'm going to go David Morrissey as Jackson Lake.
Very nice. Brilliant performance, in my opinion. Like, great character, I'd say. I'd say the next Doctor is probably the most underrated Christmas special.
I think it is, and I think it speaks to me so much more now as a father than it ever did as a fan before. Because, I watch it now, and I connect with it on this emotional level, which I do with other Doctor Who episodes as well.
Yeah.
so much so that I'm weeping. I'm weeping watching it. You know, when you get Jackson's backstory and when he looks up and he sees this absolutely beautiful little boy actor looking at Doctor, that's my son. That's my son. And then you get, amazing Doctor hero moment, just shoom, up the rope and brilliant. And I just think I would have been happy if David Morrissey had been the next Doctor.
Yeah.
I would have been happy if they'd done it that way. But I'm so much happier with him as Jackson Lake. And I think it's an underrated episode and I really enjoy his performance in it. So yeah, I'm going David Morrissey.
Yeah, I respect that choice overall. I mean, it's a brilliant episode. I really enjoy it. People often lambast it because of this lack of Cybermen. But
there's a giant
See, that's the thing.
Cyberman in it. There's a
That's
there's a giant kaiju size Cyberman. You
See,
know?
I think what I meant by that is people like lambast it because their lack of involvement in like it's not. I think people kind of just don't like it because it's not this big plot. Like it's not like the biggest plot on the planet with like this high stakes. But that's why I love it because it's personal.
Yeah,
It doesn't focus
it's
on
a
things.
beautiful character piece for that character of Jackson Lake, and it's perfect for Christmas. You know, it's Victorian Christmas. There's snow everywhere. It's the most Christmas episode ever. Christmas. You know.
That's a good question, actually. What is the most Christmassy episode to ever Christmas? Because while I've asked questions on this show, I've never had a discussion about that because Christmas Carol is quintessentially Christmas. I'd say
Yes.
about the most Christmassy. I, it'd probably be a toss up between Next Doctor and I want to say the Christmas Invasion, just because of the last scenes, the robot Santas. There's constant references to it being Christmas. That I don't think that episode.
Yeah, but what's funny about the Christmas Invasion is how I think you could completely remove the fact that it's Christmas from that episode and it would still work.
Mm,
You know, whereas I feel like something like The Next Doctor or like Christmas Carol, you take Christmas out of that and it's not quite the same. You know, because the whole point of Christmas Carol is it is a Christmas Carol, and you know, and you have that amazing scene in that where, and I bet you know the exact one I'm thinking when I say it, when it's revealed that Old Man Krasko is the ghost of Christmas future, and the Doctor's got the little
it's such a great scene. So one of the best. But I tell you what, Christmas Invasion. I love how it uses its Christmassy elements. The Queen's speech, for example, great way of using it. I mean, with Harriet Jones in that role.
yes, yeah,
The joke about all the royal family being on the roof. One of the best.
yeah, that's really funny actually, yeah.
I remember like when we were doing our watch along, well, me and my flatmates, my uni mates, doing when watching the entire show. I remember explaining that joke to them afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, I think the Christmas dinner scene at the last 10 minutes is one of the most joyous scenes in the entire show. I always,
And it also has one of the best songs in the entire show as well.
I
And
mean,
I'm so upset that the version they use in the episode isn't the one on the album.
I think I know the reason for this is because they didn't expect to release the albums because
Yeah, that's it. And then Murray Gold had to go back in with the
yeah,
with the like Whale Sympathy Orchestra
mm,
and re-record it all basically.
yeah,
So we never actually have a series 1 or a series 10
mm,
release.
mm, series 2 in that as well, I believe. Wait, was it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know actually.
I don't know about
Yeah,
series. Could have been. Uh,
no.
Actually, no wait. No wait. It was series 2 as well because I believe it was like after Doomsday, Army of Ghosts, that they went
Right.
on them all. Because
I'm
I
still. I'm just still bitter that we never got Series 10 Twice Upon a Time soundtracks out.
not yet, not yet.
Not yet.
Hopefully,
No.
hopefully, please soon. I mean, right. So, that kind of leads into the perfect segue into my next question. I think I've already got the answer, but what's your favorite Christmas Doctor Who song? Is it Song for 10 or is it Love Don't Roam or The Stowaway or Christmas with a Doctor?
Yeah, it's a song for 10. It's got to be a song for 10.
I
It
am.
is, you know.
I'll tell you what. I'm surprised you didn't go for Christmas with a Dalek. Absolute bangers.
Oh, well, it would have been the easy answer, wouldn't it? You know,
Yeah,
let's
yeah, yeah.
face it, you
On
know.
there, I think so.
Whereas, song for 10, I genuinely have looked into, is there a way we can get that to number 1?
Mm,
Like for Christmas, like, but I think because it's part of an album and like not released as an actual single, there's not a way that we could properly get
I
to
think
Christmas number 1.
it trending on Twitter. We just need to contact Fairies. Fairies.
Oh yeah, Thary's just straight up, you know.
We need to contact Fairies and get that number on trending.
Should we do it now? Should we just do it like right now? Darius, we get a song for 10 trending on Twitter.
First. And that is probably my most listened to Christmas song this year and last year. But I found a version on Twitter that it starts with the Tim Phillips version, and then into the Neil Hannon version once we've ran out of the Tim Phillips version, because that's only 2 minutes and like a phrase.
Yeah.
So like blends the two together at like. But yeah, going on to my next question. And hang on, my mind has just went blank. Ooh, my mind keeps doing that during these ones. I hate it when that happens.
Oh yes.
Yeah. God. Blimey, it's never gone this blank before. That's. Oh. You know what? This episode's been going for quite a while, so I'm probably gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've pulled a James Sutton on you. I have.
We're gonna bring it to a close then. So, with that, I'm going to ask you my final question. That always puts guests on the spot. But you've seen this, you know what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
And you also know the guidelines that I'm going to put on. Well, the guideline that you were not allowed to do the first Doctor speech. Don't do that. That's not allowed because I'm going to do my own Christmas message. I'm not going to do it in this one. I've decided I'm not going to do it in this one, but I'm going to do my own video, which will be coming out soon, which is just my Christmas message to the masses at home. So, what is your Christmas message to anyone who just happens to be watching?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. And a Happy New Year.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
And I'll add to that by just saying, yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Have a most amazing time. Be good. Show goodwill to your fellow man, woman, and non-binary person. And trans lives matter.
Gonna put a bit on myself. I think that message perfectly sums up what Christmas is all about, and it's kindness, and especially with the news that's been going around recently, the good news and some certain events that have transpired that have been Twitter posts, but I won't get into that. Just spread kindness, spread joy, spread kindness, spread joy. Trans lives matter. You know what? Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. That's not my Christmas message, but just Merry Christmas. And
God bless us, everyone.
And yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. If you have anything to promote, Jack, go ahead now. The stage is
all.
I'm
at an awful Jack and _ awful _ Jack on Twitter. There's In Awful Running, which is a pretty okay podcast I do. Yeah, if you like it, find my stuff, and yeah, just go from there. Really.
All right. So, that's it for this episode. Please make sure to subscribe, leave a like for Tommy. No, I'm not.
I love for a minute there. It looked like you turned into Tommy. It's like I've been making the joke off screen, but you're sat by the Beavis TARDIS right there with the grandfather clock. Yeah, but Tommy's your new body, you know, a new body, and then you just turn into Tommy.
I like it. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to the camera. Yeah.
No, it's pouting. Merry Christmas, Tommy.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Tommy. Everyone in the comments, say Merry Christmas, Tommy. Give me a cheers. And I shall see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.